Right, welcome back. What it do, what it does, what it doesn't, what it is, what it was, what it wasn't. It's your host with the most flavor from the Gulf Coast, your maestro with the ill flow. I'm DeeJayUniverse, and I'm stepping it up. Yo, here we are again, episode 5, Ear Candies DJ Podcast. It's the new show where we're talking about all things DJ, the DJ craft, DJs. We're going to have guests, we're going to have features, we're going to have people come and shed their perspective on their journey in the livelihood of a DJ. So, that's for later on shows. We could always, at any time, any guest, while I'm live, call in. We put you on the spot, live on the show. And we give you a shout out. Right now, I'd like to thank a lot of people out there in the community that's helped me along my way. One that comes to mind right now that's been sharing and really like helping me along with this live program and my other live show, the Uni Beach show. He's actually shared that a couple times. Barney. Thank you, Barney. I give you your flowers, your big ups, your props. You're the man. And I'm not going to say your real name, but everybody knows, if you know who I'm talking about, Barney, you're the man. So, Barney, thank you. Continue to do things good out there on your side of the world over there. Of course, we're about 1,000 miles apart. And, I'm down here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And my hometown's way up there in Ohio. 1,000 miles away. So anyway, this is a way to stay connected. This is a way to keep people updated. This is a way to connect wirelessly, live streaming through the platforms I'm using right now. We're on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And I want to apologize. Earlier today on my Uni Beach show, I went for over an hour, but for some reason, my show was cut short. I think it had something to do with internet or Wi-Fi connection. I'm having a lot of problems with that here in this RV park where I'm live streaming from. Again, this is a RV park. I'm in an RV at the Everlasting Impression Studios with Products of Society LLC, your host, DeeJayUniverse. And these are those things that I have to deal with until I can find a better area with better reception for streaming this live content. Thank you, Gene Baird out there, probably Angie, anybody else out there. You can share and comment, like, and subscribe to the channel if you like. YouTube, it's Everlasting Impression Studios. I have my new songs out there, by the way. We have hashtag Smile Now. I have Mirrored Images, and my new one, Soul Funk, just dropped on the 13th. All three of those dropped from the 4th to the 13th of March. And I'm still working on new songs. I'm working on a whole album. That'll be finished within another month or so. And right now, like I said, we're talking about DJ. When we get into this DJ craft and talking about that, yesterday on another show, we was talking about how 20, 30 years ago, you had to carry all this weight around. You had your records, your vinyl records, your turntables, your equipment, your speakers, your cords and wires and all this and that. Of course, nowadays with the technology, you don't need to do all that. You can have your hard drive with your music on it instead of having to lug all those crates of records around. Then you got your laptop to run everything off of. You might need a controller or a mixer or something to run everything through, and your speakers, but other than that, you're set. I mean, you don't have to do all that hump busting that you did in the past previously. Nowadays, we get down on this software, and that's what I'm utilizing right now. I'm over here on this Serato DJ Pro. I got a couple instrumentals queued up here. An instrumental to my new song. I was just talking about Soul Funk, and an instrumental to my song, hashtag Smile Now. We're not going to play those right now. On this show, I'm changing up the format a little bit because it's a DJ podcast. We're going to do a lot more talking than we're going to be doing like DJing or playing any music or doing any sets for the time being. It might change up. We might change format a few times before the show's over, but as we go along, we're just going to keep it moving to the KIM, and we're going to do a lot of talking on this show. The other show, I'm going to be doing producing beats. That's what the Uni Beats show is about. I'm producing my Uni Beats Uninstrumentals, and I'm going to have an album come out soon. My lyric album, I'm going to have an instrumental album come out, and it's going to be my Uni Beats Uninstrumentals album. A lot of the songs that's going to be on there, the instrumentals that you'll hear, is going to be songs or instrumentals that I've basically produced live streamed in front of y'all. So it's going to be a cool journey down the road, and there's going to be a lot of other instrumentals available too that I'm going to be leasing or selling or giving away. I mean, I'm highly ready to start doing like free giveaways for the show, maybe for guests or people who leave a special comment during a live stream, that I give you a certain code and you in a certain time of the show, and then you win a free beat. Start writing and doing what you want to that beat. That's one thing that I'm gonna probably do, is start a contest or start some sort of free giveaways to liven up this whole talk DJ podcast ear candy show program I got going here. Because you know, in other programs, it's real easy to sit there and create beats and go over the sounds that I want to hear and songs that I want to, you know, write to or this and that. But I really want to get more feedback, because who really cares what I want to hear and what I think is going to be good and what sounds good to me? We all want to hear from you, you know, the audience out there. That's who we really are giving your flowers, our props, our respect, and everything else to. We want you to know that it's your platform too. You know, you can come in here and you can shout out your business. You can come in here and shout out your DJ craft. Do what you got to do to rep. I'd like to also top of the dome, wherever it leads to, that's where we go. I am legally prescribed by 20 years. I'm putting off having surgery in my L4, L5, which if you don't know what that is, it's my lower spine. Basically, they want to put screws in there and this and that, and I have a thing called degenerative disc disease. So, degenerative disc disease is a disease, but it's genetic. You can't get it from somebody unless you're like passed down from generation to generation. So I was born with this degenerative disc disease, even if you haven't till later on in your life. However, when you're active and you're as energetic as a person as I was, it got flared when I was in middle school. And then again after I was out of high school. And after I was out of high school was when, you know, it was the worst. And that's when it needed to have, you know, treatment and diagnosis and some sort of, what are we going to do about it? And first off, I was not about to have them cut in my back with a knife. I'm not doing it. I don't think I'll ever do it. You know, it might have to be done maybe without my knowledge one day, but you know, if that's to save my life, then fine, I guess. But I don't really want to be having to live off of screws and stuff in my spine, because once you get the one, you'll have to get more, and eventually I'll have screws all the way up. And this is something I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to have to go through that. And I definitely, they wanted, you know, if you don't have the surgery, they want to put you on something that's going to help you with the pain while you're living. And that was opiates at the time. I turned down opiates because I did not want to be doped up, because I drove for a living. So, and it's a good thing, because then they had this thing called the opioid crisis that happened, and I might have been a victim of the opioid crisis had I went that route in treatment for my medical problems. However, here comes along medical marijuana. That actually works. You're not all doped up like you were on opioids, and you don't have to worry about things like getting a knife in your back to put screws in there to support your spine. To me, that's a lot better than all the other alternatives. So I actually respect and applaud my decision to go with medical marijuana over having a knife in my back and having opioids to treat my pain. You might disagree. That's fine. Let's agree to disagree that if you were in my shoes and you had to treat this problem that you had with this pain that you had to deal with on a daily basis, and you still had dependent on you so you can pay the bills and make ends meet, well, guess what? You'll have to figure out a way better than what I did. Without getting a knife in your back, without getting opioids, and without getting medical marijuana, how are you going to deal with the pain? Let me know. I'd like to know a better alternative. Because if you tell me, maybe I'll switch up. You never know. But until that happens, this is the best medicine out there for me. And until you can prove me better or wrong or changing my mind, I don't see there being a better alternative or a better option or a better route that I should take other than going ahead and having surgery. Going ahead and letting them cut my back open and putting screws in my spine to support it. Yeah, I just better. And when you're a you can't think about not having a gig or being laid up from DJing, from being able to spin some records or being able to do what you love to do with your life for like a year or longer. Like, you never even know. Like, there's no guarantee that having surgery will even fix the problem. In fact, one of the main reasons I'm persuaded against having surgery, I mean, there's only a 50% chance, 50% better. If you take 250s out of 100, that isn't giving me very good odds at all, in my opinion. So, with that being said, I'm not considering having a knife in my back and getting screws in my spine, like I haven't been considering that for the past 20 years since they first suggested it. In fact, I would rather break my back carrying my equipment and not be able to get up off the ground before they cut my back and put some screws in my spine. And even at that, I don't think I would want to allow them to do that when I know all I really need is some manipulation to my spine. I could go to the chiropractic and get me right, and I'll be fine. But that's, again, it's just another temporary fix. Something like a Band-Aid to a big old gash that needs a butterfly or stitches. So anyway, you gotta love what you do, and you gotta love your life, and you gotta live it and love it and love it while you live it. So regardless of everything else, I'm having a good old time. I'm having a blast. I'm not worried about worry. I don't even worry. What's there to worry about? All you can do is all you can do. Why is there any need to worry about it? You're doing the best you can. If you can't do better than that, why are you worried about it? Obviously, if it's in your genetics to not be able to do better for yourself, you might have a mental issue or a mental disease or something stopping you from being positive or from doing like good things for yourself or others. I see a lot of that. And in fact, it might stem from things like the opioid crisis or actually medicine in general with not just medicine in general, but being prescribed wrong or wrongly prescribed medicine to people who don't even need the medicine, but they're just given that as a vice in their life to help them feel better about whatever problem they have. And a doctor has no idea what it is, but the only way to do it is, here, take a Vike. No, here, take a perk. No, here, take a opioid. Like, is that your answer for everything? You want to dope people up and make them just Band-Aid to the next stop? I mean, this isn't right. If you can't get better off the medicine, what good is paying for the expertise on the medicine? I'm paying, insurance is outrageous. You can barely even afford to get hurt. but I gotta pay you to tell me something wrong, diagnose me wrong, have me on some medicine that might kill me, like Michael Jackson, because you misdiagnosed or you misdid this or you misdid that. Because other people are paying you for your expertise in a profession that you probably ain't studied in decades. Wow. And they call you a practicing physician. What are you practicing? How to deceive people and make more money off the comeback because you're really just a street pharmacist for these drugs you got out here killing us? I'm sorry. I digress again. My energy I'm not targeting nobody. I'm not trying to be upset at nobody. I'm not trying to be like saying that Dachshund is wrong. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying, ask these questions before you just willingly take whatever you're told to take. What if you were told, go ahead and, like a lemming, you just follow along because you're told if you jump off this cliff, you'll have ecstasy. You'll live for an infinity life of forever. These are the dreams they sell you when they're a lemming and they're telling you, follow me off this cliff. Okay? All the lemons follow along and they all just commit suicide jumping off this cliff willingly, happily, because they believe that's what they're supposed to do. That's their destiny. Somehow it's in their genetics to just live to die. Okay, well, I guess that's normal if you're that type of species. But we're human. We're not lemmings. We shouldn't just be told here, take some rat poison and kill yourself because that's what you should do. Because you don't want us here anymore. Again, I digress. But here we go. I just don't believe everything I'm told. Like KRS-One, I'm not wrong just because I don't believe what you're telling me. Just because I don't agree with what you're telling me does not make me wrong. And I suggest you question everything the same way. Because questioning things doesn't make you wrong either. If you want to know clarity, you want to have clarity and know information behind what you're saying, what people are telling you is supposed to help you and benefit you in your life, you're not wrong for questioning that. I want you to question anything that I tell you is going to benefit your life. If you have a problem with anything that I'm saying, go out there and question it. Go out there and find out, research, do your homework, and find out better than I'm telling you. That's a challenge for anybody out there right now. If you think that you have better information, you could do better than what I'm doing, and you can better yourself better than I'm bettering myself, I want to know how you're doing that. I want you to make it a point to prove me wrong on my show and change me live on air. Again, let me tip my hat to whoever can actually go through with the challenge and prove me wrong. I will applaud you. I'll give you flowers. I'll give you big ups, and I'll give you respect because you changed me. You showed me better than what I knew. And I love people who can do that for me. I want to know better. I want to be better. So why would I not want to know something that I don't know that you know better than me? You prove me wrong ain't going to hurt me. That's just going to make me better. So anyway, with that positive energy, with that note, let's just all help each other get better. Let's spread more love and have more fun while we're doing it and rise above all the drama and hate and all the greed and all the envy and all the lust. Let's get all past that. We're bigger and we're better than that, and we're bettering ourselves past that. We're rising above and we're having fun and we're spreading more love, and that's what this is all about. So, right about now, we're about halfway through the show. DJ Podcast is about an hour-long show. I'm going to go ahead and let those of you know that don't know already, the Uni Beach Show is coming to you once a day around noonish, 10, 11, 12, 1, in there somewhere. Today I think I went on about 1 or something like that. That was a late for me. Normally I go on around about 10, 11, 12. So, with that being said, we move on to the Ear Candies DJ podcast. This is, I'm bringing you once a day every evening. We're coming to you about 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. Today I think I started at 9. Normally I've been coming on about 10. But yeah, that's what we're bringing you, this content. 2 shows, live once a day, a piece. Uni Beats show, producing beats, my Uni Beats unit instrumentals in the morning or around noon. Then we got Ear Candies DJ podcast, talking about all things DJ, the DJ craft, and doing what we do and what we love to do best. Over here for, another hour or so in the evening and 9 or 10ish p.m. So, we're over here Eastern Standard Time, by the way, if you're around the world, if you don't know. We're trying to reach as much as we can and do the best we can, and we're trying to pay it forward. The whole name, Products of Society, started with the fact that I knew I couldn't be me without the members in society to help me achieve being better for who I was as a character. Me and of myself, I figure I'm a product of the society I was born into. And the same with everybody else. So that's the hits, the products. We're all products of the society that we were born into. Hence, my business name, Products of Society. And it just so happens the year that I came out with that, I was hot with the Things Fall Apart album. And my attitude of Product of Society, that right there, let me know that me and Black Dot was on the same wavelength. We were on the same brain thought pattern when we were coming up with them words, Products of Society. I know he had no idea that I had already formed this business called Products of Society when he said it. But when he said it and it came out, wow, blew my mind that anybody else was even thinking Products of Society like I was. Or that I was thinking it like he was. However you want to look at it, I don't know. But the things like that blow my mind. Black Dot is one of the dopest MCs that I can think of. He's up there in my, top 5 with KRS-One. KRS-One is my top. Number 1. It's still number 1. In my opinion. I'm not going to give my whole top 5. I've definitely told you a few before on other shows. However, we might get into talking about our top 5s on this DJ podcast here. Because we're talking about all things DJ, and so, why not talk about our top 5s? That might be a segment we do, is our top 5 over here on, Ear Candies podcast. We'll have a little segment, maybe 3/4 of the way through, it'll be, name your top 5, and we'll have our guests name their top 5, and we can reiterate our top 5, or blah, 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 blah. We'll work out the details. And then, like I said, have your people call my people, and we'll set something up. So anyway, back to the story, and back to the keeping it moving to the KIM. We're halfway through the show, and I ain't played no music yet. I ain't played no music yet. I'm trying not to play as much music on here, because copyrights and this and that, and I'm not been able to figure out how to get past that yet, even if it's my own material. However, I do have these instrumentals that they don't seem to they don't seem to block me on these. So hopefully I don't have a problem playing these instrumentals for the songs I already have out, because the one is Soul Funk and the other one's #Smiling Out. So if I have a problem, we'll know what's up, and I'll commence to not be playing music anymore on here until I figure out what I'm gonna do, or go back to I dropped down on this DJ podcast to 2 platforms out of 4 because 2 of them were muting my songs when I were playing them. So with that being said, none of the songs I were playing by, say, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, the albums they took off of the streaming services, none of that was getting copyrighted because they took them on the streaming services. So I thought, let's play them songs. But they still muted them on certain things. So it's like, all right, we're gonna do what we're gonna do to keep this moving to the KIM, like I said. So we're more than halfway through the show, and I'd like to go ahead and start off with one of the beats. I think I'm gonna start with Soul Funk, the Soul Funk beat. Hopefully, it doesn't cut me off. But here we go. Tell this is the whole reason why I had to write this song. And this beat, woo-wee! I put my soul into that beat. And it was funky. I had to just throw it in it. Like, soul funk. What? That's perfect. It fit perfect with the beat and everything, the chorus and the words and everything was going so good. And I'm just like, this is soul funk right here. Rising above, spread more love. That's soul funk. That's what it's all about. I'm jamming just to the beat over here without even hearing the lyrics. Like, I hope y'all feel it the way that I feel it, man. It's in my soul, it's in my heart, and I feel that. And I want y'all to feel it. That's why I made it that way, so y'all feel it. I'm telling you. Trying to spread that love. Rising above, having fun. What? Man, I could spit a freestyle of that. Oh, you're wasting the beat away. It's only a minute left. Oh well. Another time. Ah! I don't gotta be on here freestyling all the time. In fact, I love the way I write better than the way I freestyle. Freestyling is cool and all, but I love writing and dicing up my words to the beat. Yeah, in fact, I might play the beat to the new one I'm writing to now, like Inner Visions. I think I played that yesterday, but that beat goes so hard. I'm not going to bring in the other beat yet. Like I said, we're going to spread this out. So we're going to let this fade out. Oh, the fade out's in the actual final song. I forgot I did that in PreSonus Studio 1 where I had to fade in and fade out on that. But anyway, back to the program. Back to the originally scheduled program. After this word from our sponsor that we just had. Anyway, I'm the sponsor and I've been sponsoring it and I've been having the word the whole time. But anyway, The show must go on. We're going to continue. I shall proceed and continue to rock the mic. Shout out to the Roots, Black Dot, Questlove. I don't know if you remember this, Questlove, but I met you a long time ago. I want to say 96, 97-ish. Smoking Groove Tour, Columbus, Ohio. You know, it wasn't like a real, like, we didn't really, I don't think I even told you my name or anything like that. We just met and we conversed for a little bit, talked about something. I can't even remember what the topic was. But yeah, we chopped it up for a second, and it's all good, man. You know, I always respected your drum craft. My uncle, growing up, played the drums. I wanted to play the drums. Of course, you couldn't play the drums, so you was in the 5th grade, but even at that, I didn't make drums. They made me play the saxophone, which I was cool with. You know, I learned, and I was good at playing the saxophone in the 5th grade, but my uncle made me a promise that if I learned how to play the saxophone, I'd teach him. He'd teach me how to play the drums. Guess what happened? I taught him how to play, and he didn't teach me how to play the drums. But anyway, I learned how to play the drums on my own, and with the help of fellow comrades throughout the community, definitely played the drums. And now that I'm a producer and producing beats, I don't have no problem playing the drum pads or whatever. I don't have a set of drums to play, but, you know, if I did, I was good at Rock Band. You know, I would rock the Rock Band drum kit. You know what I mean? It wasn't a real drum set, but I could get down on Rock Band. So I imagine I could do the same, like on a real, like if I practiced and I trained and I really like wanted to get good at the drums, I guarantee you I could do it. But I don't think I'd be as good as Questlove. Again, I tip my hat to y'all. The Roots, Black Dot, all y'all. Wow. What a show. To be able to get on here and talk about all this that I love, all this that I do, all this that I've been doing all these years, it's just like a blessing. Thank you, Jesus. You know, this is a blessing for me. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel blessed. And like I said, God gave me a gift, not to be selfish with it, but to present it to the world and pay it forward for others. To, you know, inspire them, to help them. Whereas if they aren't getting help anywhere else or didn't see this inspiration or this example anywhere else, I'm here to present it and give it to y'all. And I'm blessed and fortunate and grateful to have this responsibility on my shoulders. I wouldn't have it any other way. And that's from the heart. That's real right there. You know, I keep it 100% every time I talk. In fact, if I had a problem with, like, say, faking the funk or lying or being a deceitful person, it would be known. Because I would trip up and I would be lying and you would know that I don't have a problem with that. Why? Because I don't lie. I've made a habit of not deceiving others since I was in elementary school, and it paid off. Because I don't have to worry. That's another thing I don't have to worry about is my story, what I'm saying. I don't have to worry about it not being correct. Because everything that I'm saying is to the best of my knowledge, truthful and honest. From the heart, from the soul. You know, if it wasn't so, I wouldn't say it. So with that being said, you know, don't take my word for it. Again, go out there and find out for yourself. If you disbelieve anything that I've talked about, any subject that I say or anything that you've heard me talk about in the past, if you have a problem, if you think that there's something wrong with it, prove me wrong here live on the show. Like I said, give me a call. We'll hash it out right here on the show. I don't have a problem with y'all. I'm not out to prove anybody wrong. I'm not out here to make anybody else look bad or... I want to build us. I want everybody to evolve and become better people from this show, from what I'm doing, from me being better for y'all. So, with that being said, I think things are going good. I'm getting a lot of good feedback from the community, a lot of energy, good energy coming back, positive, nothing negative. I expect there to be negative criticism. I accept all criticism. In fact, even the negative, I still look at as positive. So if it was positive, I'm saying it was positive anyway. But truthfully, there has been no negative feedback from anything that I've been putting out here, and I appreciate that. Like I said, I hope, in real life, we see each other. I can give you your love, give you your hugs, give you your flowers, your big ups, your pound, your respect, your gratitude, your appreciation. In real life, that's what I'm here to do. So I'm going to do that on air, whether I'm on air or not. I know that sounded weird, but that's how I mean it. When I see you, that's what it is. So that's my energy. I like to keep it positive. I like to keep my vibes clean and clear. There is no gray area there. When I'm bringing it, it's all love. It's all positivity. You can count on that. So, DeeJayUniverse, what you been doing over there with them beats? Oh, okay. Yeah, my beats. Yeah, I've been producing some beats over here on the Uni Beat Show. I've been getting down every day, and I got new sound coming out every day. We're at Serato Studio when we're producing beats on the Uni Beat Show. So DeeJayUniverse, tell me what's going on with them DJ controllers and that that DJ gear you got over there on that Candies DJ podcast program. We got the Roland DJ 808 with the Serato DJ Pro program, and we're doing big things. You know what I'm saying? Popping. Keeping it popping, keeping it moving, keeping it jumping, keeping it soothing. We're over here on our Sade style, silky and smooth. We're doing it Jodeci Sade style. If Jodeci and Sade got together and had a baby, we're the product of that. Ha! So anyway, I'm not trying to play celebrity hookup here or nothing like that. I'm just saying. These were some dope-ass voices back when I was in my prime. It was Casey and JoJo and Sade, and I mean, wow, what if they had like a power celebrity child that came out blowing on the charts? Just blowing it. Wow. You can imagine. Now I'm not saying, not trying to make anything into fruition here. Like I said, I'm not trying to do no celebrity hookup like this or that. Who knows? That might have already happened without anybody's knowledge. You never know. But anyway, I'm not trying to do that as a segment on this show either. I'm not gossiping or nothing. I don't know what happened between who. I'm over here some music as a DJ and love Casey and JoJo and Jodeci and all that. So never am I going to be guilty of spreading false rumors or gossip about any celebrity or anybody else for that matter, because that's not what I'm doing on this show. I'm just saying that would be dope to hear the product of those people and the sound that they would present to the world if that was a real case scenario, which again, hypothetical scenario about any of the artists I was just speaking of, other than the way they made me feel with the music. Anyway, man. So, okay. You got me vibing over here thinking about that, man. Let me go ahead and play another instrumental here, since we did gonna get down with the hashtag Smile Now beat, and I might even bring in a third beat before the end of the show, but let's get this one going here.